Hello. Today is the final day of my 30-day intermittent fasting. So we're going to record the bulk of the video today, try to edit it and have it out during the weekend. And go from there. Today is 420. Ain't that funny? Today's 420, 2023, obviously. And today is the last day of the fasting, intermittent fasting. So, if you guys didn't know, I'll just re-explain the rules because, it's part of the video now. So, for the last 30 days, the last 30 days has been Ramadan. Today, I don't think technically is the last day of Ramadan because from what I understand, Eid is like 3 days, but, it's my last day of fasting because, full transparency, I am not Islamic. I do believe in God. I am a spiritual person, but I am not 100%, on the Islamic train. Pause, I guess you would say. But I did follow the important rules of Ramadan, which is while the sun is up, from dawn to dusk, no eating, no drinking, can't drink water. I stopped smoking weed. So yeah, no McDonald's. That was a personal one for me. So let me explain what my rules were for these last 30 days. So while the sun is up, no eating, no drinking. I gotta wait till the sun is down. I stopped smoking weed for the last 30 days. Very important. Wanted to break that habit. I've been stopped drinking for a while, but no alcohol was a rule in there as well. And no McDonald's. And that was, believe it or not, that was the hardest part of this challenge, which is crazy. But no McDonald's either for the last 30 days. I wanted to break most of my habits, to try to restart my journey of life. And these last 30 days, I have learned a lot about myself, but I'm also inquisitive about myself the most as well. The more I learn about myself, the more I look back and say, I need to know more, in order to really try to become the man who I want to become. These last 30 days have been helping me to try to strive to become a better person. And so the purpose of why I did this was, like I said, to break all my old habits. I wanted to restart my journey of life, like I said earlier, and I wanted to see how much discipline I can instill in myself on it was really a quick turn of events. I found out, I want to say like a week before Ramadan began, the dates for Ramadan. My mom, she is Islamic, so I knew she was celebrating around the same time as well. So for me personally, it was just kind of one of those things where, all right, I might as well do it. I might as well find myself spiritually while she's going through her spiritual journey in Ramadan as well. So it just kind of lined up, but it was a very quick decision. I didn't have much time to prepare, which was kind of the point of why I did it, because I wanted to see how disciplined I could be in regards to self-control and, see if I would let my vices really take a hold of who I am as a person. So, I mean, yeah, me personally, that's kind of where I'm at. That was my purpose for the challenge. There's some other positives that came with it, but if you pay attention to the teachings of the Islamic faith, you would know that you don't do the fasting just to lose weight. It's really the 30 days of Ramadan is meant for being closer with God and forming that relationship with God himself. So I mean, I do feel like I became closer with God as well during these last 30 days. I feel like I was able to find strength deep down that I didn't know that I had. But like I said, I'm not Islamic, so I can't sit here and say I followed all the rules and guidelines. But yeah, one important factor over these last 30 days that I was conscious in making sure I follow was my diet. Obviously, no McDonald's, and also making sure I get exercise. I may have taken, out of the last 30 days, I may have taken 3, 4, at most 5 rest days of not going to the gym. But consistently going to the gym is very important to me. Let's start with the diet first. Like I said, no McDonald's. McDonald's is one of those things where I can eat a whole bunch of shit from McDonald's in one sitting and go home and eat again and eat more and eat more. And that cycle, even while going to the gym, I've been going to the gym for like the past 10, 11 months. Even going to the gym, that cycle of like eating stupendous amounts of McDonald's kind of, it was a reverse effect. It didn't help me in the gym. I felt sluggish going to the gym, during that time. Now, I changed my diet a lot. At the beginning of the challenge, I was waking up early to eat a good breakfast. That felt good at the time. As the days gone by, I want to say like the last 10 days or so, I've been kind of just, skipping breakfast, mainly because I've just been so tired, and I'll get into that later, but I've been skipping breakfast. But the skipping breakfast part, it still doesn't really affect me for this challenge. I just see the value of an actual healthy breakfast, and once this challenge is over, I am going to be continuing the good habits that I did form with my diet. I'm going to continue those and, hopefully build some better ones, like waking up and making breakfast, stuff like that. So, but in terms of changes that I made with my diet, I started to value not only breakfast, but a good pre-workout meal. We're going to the gym. Before, it was either I was eating McDonald's before I go to the gym, or I was going to the gym on an empty stomach, just raw dogging the gym, which is crazy. And I felt like, if I didn't eat at all and I just drank like a black coffee before my workout, I felt like, the beginning of the workout, I would start strong, but halfway through, you know, I would need like a Gatorade or like a cookie or something to finish the workout. And, on those days, like I said, I'll start out strong, but that start will deplete after the first 10 minutes. So by the time where I'm really getting into the thick of things with my workout, I'm not even, fuck my maxes, I'm not even hitting my norms. Like, I'm not hitting what I normally should hit on like a bench press or a leg press, or if I'm doing bicep curls or stuff like that. I'm not hitting what I should be hitting normally if I was working out on an empty stomach. And if I was working out after eating McDonald's, like let's say I eat McDonald's and I drink my one black coffee, I would feel sluggish throughout the whole workout. I feel strong, like I am able to lift my norms, but I'm not able to really push past the limits that I wanted to. So diet alone, over these last 30 days, diet alone has boosted my workouts tremendously. Because I stopped eating McDonald's. Now what I do, how they do on how the Instagrammers be doing. That's how the Instagrammers be doing. This shit right here, yo. The Chips Ahoy John. You take a scoop of this. Two packs of these. The instant oatmeal. I either do the apple cinnamon, or I ran out of the other joint. It's like a confetti cake. Good as hell. It's good as hell. Oatmeal has a lot of fiber, so it sits in your stomach for a while. But it's a sweet oatmeal, and the whey protein, it digests pretty quick with the Chips Ahoy. So I get the initial sugar, I guess you would say, to start the workout. And then, obviously with a black coffee. So I get that initial rush to start the workout. And then, like, while I'm working out, I don't feel lightheaded or dizzy and stuff like that. And, let me see, 300. And compared to, when I was eating McDonald's, let me see. And this is crazy. I'm gonna do a real breakdown later of how I was eating to how I am eating. But just to compare, my normal pre-workout meal before starting this challenge, I'll go to McDonald's. I'll get 2 McDoubles. I use my coupon for a free large fry or $1 large fry, and I get a large Sprite, no ice. That was $16.60. That was 1,660 calories. The oatmeal, the 2 packets of oatmeal total is 300 calories. And obviously the scoop of the protein is the extra 160. So I'm now working out. The black coffee is I don't add any sugar or anything. So I mean, if there is any calories, I don't know. It don't say for some reason on the can. So I assume it's just 0. But in total, I went down from eating almost 1,700 calories to, 450, 460. Which, I mean, me personally, to get the right fuel in the body while negating all that extra crud, that comes from eating McDonald's, it's an eye-opening experience. One thing that really opened my eyes up about my diet was I went on this website. It's TDEE, Total Daily Expenditure, whatever. TDEE.com. T Tango Delta Echo Echo.com. TDEE.com. Pretty much you put in your height, weight, age, how much you exercise. It'll give you your maintenance calories. Mine, I'll probably show it on the screen. It was something fucking crazy for my height and weight. And when I first saw it, I'm like, nah, you're tripping. There's no way this is what my maintenance calories are. But now that I'm looking at it, that meal I just described to you guys, that 1660 meal, I was eating that shit every day. And that's the bare minimum meal. That's not including if I want to get nuggets on the side, or if I want to get cookies on the side, or if I want to get a milkshake on the side or a McFlurry on the side. That's not including anything on the side. That's literally including the bare minimums. If I was dead broke and I only had $5.64, I remember the fucking price. If I only had $5.64, that's what I had to get. That's what I had to get. So I spent all that money to go through those set of calories. And there were days where I'm doubling, tripling back to the McDonald's. You know what I mean? I'm getting that. I'm getting nuggets. I'm getting whatever. I'm just getting a whole boatload of shit. And then, you know, if I come home and there's oodles and noodles in the crib, or, you know what I mean, there's something else high calorie, high everything, I'm eating more. I'm eating again. You know, with this challenge, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't have cravings, because I do have cravings for stuff. But with this challenge, it's taught me, shout out to Ski Mask Duets on YouTube. I was watching one of his videos. You know, he said before and after he eats food, he drinks 2 bottles of water. So that's around 32 ounces, 33 ounces of water. Now, he also, I don't know if it's the same video or if it was a different video. He also said, you know, normally if he's doing a cut and he has cravings for like sweet stuff or, you know, fast food and stuff like that, he drinks 2 bottles of water, 32 ounces of water. And from following that advice, I've seen myself, you know, if I'm ever craving something out of the ordinary, or if I'm ever craving, you know, McDonald's or stuff like that, once I drink that 2 bottles of water, well, I have an even bigger bottle than this. This is 32 ounces, but this is broke. So I got a half gallon. I'll drink a half gallon, and my stomach will fill up. I won't crave any of that junk, and, you know, I'll pee. I'll eat my oatmeal with my protein, and I'll go to the gym, bro. Every time the sun set. And by the time I'm done with the gym, I'll eat another meal, post-workout meal. And for that, you know, I have, you know what I mean, meal prepped and cooked my own meals, but I also incorporate my mom's cooking. God, shout out to my mom. You know what I mean? How the one dude said,
my mom, this is gonna be hard. my mom cooked all my food, and it was the best food in the world.
Shout out to my mom. You know, you gotta eat your mom's cooking. She know what she doing when she adds the onions in, and the garlic and all that stuff. All those things that you may not think is necessary in the meal. When she's adding them in, not only does it add taste value, but it also adds nutrition value that's going to help you in the long term. So unless your mom is a TikTok mom and she get all her recipes from TikTok, if she got real recipes, like like Michael Irvin was preaching about, if she got the real recipes, then I suggest that you eat mom's cooking. Don't worry about the calorie intake. Just focus on the quality of the food. That's what I learned over these last 30 days. The quality of the food is going to take you way further than the calorie counting of the food, especially when you're first starting out on your fitness journey. Everybody likes to go out, rush to get a scale, you know what I mean, weigh how much food you're eating, stuff like that, which is a good idea. And I am looking to get a scale myself, so don't think I'm shitting on that. But you know what I mean, a lot of times people will rush to get the scale and, you know what I mean, count the calories and stuff like that. And they'll skip over the step of finding healthy foods that you like. You know, they'll just stick to the chicken, rice, and broccoli, which to me is crazy because it's just crazy. It's just crazy. You're not going to enjoy yourself for that time. You know, over these last 30 days, the food I was eating was good food and it was very enjoyable. And the amount of calories that I was spending on the food, I'll do a calculation later. It couldn't have been more than 2,500, 3,000 maybe. You know what I mean? If my daily maintenance calories is 5,000, I was eating way more than 5,000 before the last 30 days. So I cut down 2,000 calories just off of picking solid choices. Now, everybody's not going to be like me because, you know what I mean, I'm a big ass, you know what I mean? I'm a big dude, so I understand that. You know what I mean? You may not even be starting out in a similar fashion than I am, but I think a lot of people, especially Americans, don't realize how much calories that they're wasting on stuff like, you know what I mean, fast food, outside food. They're wasting on stuff like cookies and stuff like that, where, you know what I mean, in reality, you know what I mean, if you make solid choices, less cookies. That's kind of why I got this. You know what I mean? This has the this joint got the chocolate chips in there. It tastes like Chips Ahoy. I mix it in with my oatmeal. It solves my sweet tooth. Sometimes you gotta find something that's going to do what it needs to do instead of punishing yourself. You know what I mean? If you have a sweet tooth, sometimes you have to solve for the sweet tooth. If you like a lot of pasta, another thing I did, I found high protein pasta. You know, I'm not running away from carbs, but obviously too much carbs is gonna start building up. So I had to switch out the pasta I was using to high protein pasta when I'm cooking, so that way, you know what I mean, I can have a little bit more pasta at the end of the night and not worry about, I'm going crazy on the carbs. And, you know, I mean, with the high protein, I think instead of like flour or whatever, it uses like chickpeas. It don't taste that bad, but you know what I mean, it still helps boost obviously the protein, which is good for the muscle, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean, it also lowers the calorie per serving. And it tastes like pasta. It tastes like pasta. So it's not like I'm really losing in that scenario either. So yeah, I'd say, you know what I mean, if you're going to do something like this, instead of focusing on how much rice is in the cup, how much chicken is in the cup, chicken gotta be 4 ounces, need 3 ounces of broccoli, I'd say when you're first starting out, just focus on quality of food. Once you figure out the quality of the food that you're eating, then you can focus on the quantity of food that you're eating and start doing the calorie counting and stuff like that. Because if you start out focusing on counting calories and stuff like that, you're going to get exhausted very quickly. Very quickly. It's not funny. But yeah, that's the diet portion. You know what I mean? In terms of exercise, over these last 30 days, I got stronger. That's all I can really say. You know what I mean? My legs, in terms of like improvements on my legs, this is where I'm honest. In terms of improvements on my legs, I'm kind of stagnant. But that's mainly because my knees are killing me. My knees are killing me because I'm so fucking big. But yeah, it's mainly because my knees are killing me. So it's a lot of squats. I haven't done the leg press in a while because that hurts my knees. But it's a lot of squats. It's just a lot of squats. But you know what I mean, the upper body, you know what I mean, I'm starting to do not the full push-ups, but the like where your knees on the ground, pause. You know what I mean, knocking some of those out through my workout. I try to keep my workouts, you know what I mean, at the beginning, I get my little warm-up cardio out the way, get on the treadmill, walk for about 5-10 minutes, and then I go to the hitting the weights. And when I'm hitting the weights, I don't really take that much of a rest time, because you know what I mean, if I'm let's say I'm on the bench and I'm benching, right? Once I've done my 5 or 6 reps, I get up and I might do bicep curls, or I might do lateral raises, or like I said, a lot of squats, or you know, I might do sit-ups, I might do some assisted push-ups and stuff like that. I kind of do the workouts in cycles, mainly because, you know, one, it keeps my heart rate going, which, you know, is very important, at least, especially for me. Not in terms of, I want, you know, obviously you want your heart to work out while, you know, working out, but, you know, I feel like if I start to cool down, I can't get back in the rhythm. It's hard for me to get back in the rhythm, especially with weightlifting. So me personally, I like to cycle those workouts to continue to work out. Long story short. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. You know, my bench over the last 30 days, I went from, this is normal reps, this is not maxes, normal reps in terms of the bench. I went from 200 to now I'm at 230. That's on normal average day. You know what I mean, doing my reps and my sets. I went from 200 pounds to 230. My bicep curls, I went from 30 pounds to 45 pounds. My lateral raises, I went from like 15 pounds to, I'm at 25 now, but I feel I can go up. So I might go to 30 today. Which, I mean, in terms of the diet and exercise combo is very important, but you know what I mean, a lot of information that I was reading online was, you know, when you're doing a calorie cut, you may not get stronger. So I am a little bit surprised that I'm getting stronger, but not really, because I know my body is substituting the rest of the needed calories with the fat inside my body. And, you know, it's not that I'm weak. It's just, you know, I'm not even living up to my real potential. So I'm not surprised that I'm getting stronger. It's just I didn't expect to get this stronger this quickly. Like 30-pound leap on the bench press over the last 30 days. Me personally, I think it's crazy. But when I think about it, like I said earlier, get scoop of this in the oatmeal, and I'm good for the whole workout. Now that I think about it, it's not really surprising because I was really nerfing myself before then. You know what I mean? I'm eating greasy fast food that slows me down, or I'm going in raw dogging it without any food, and I'm going crazy. And now, you know what I mean, with a consistent diet, consistent meal, I'm not surprised now that I think about it that I'm seeing these leaps and these leaps in my weight training. So that goes to show, even when you're trying to get in a calorie deficit, if you're first starting out to work out, and you're trying to hit that calorie deficit, and you're changing your diet up, a good clean calorie deficit is going to help you way more than maintenance calories, or if you're at a calorie, I don't know what the opposite of deficit is, but if you're on the upside of the calories and you're just eating a bunch of junk and fast food, that's you're going to slow down your ability to gain strength. Now, muscle growth is different. I'm not really focused on growing muscles. I'm focused on getting stronger. So, me personally, that's what I focus on when I hit the gym. I don't know anything about muscle growth. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. But that's my exercise. I don't have a leg day. I don't have a push pull day. I don't do none of that. I normally just go in. I do my workouts. I say what's up to the people, and I leave. And it's an everyday thing. And on the weekends, I go to the little home gym that we got over here, and I do my other circuit, which is pretty much the same thing. It's just they don't have all the other equipment that I like to use. So, yeah. So the next part I want to talk about is the struggles I've been having over these last 30 days, because I can't sit here and act like everything's been good. Everything's been on the up and up. While finding more about myself, it may sound like a good thing, and in the long term it probably is a good thing, but it has been a struggle mentally over these last 30 days. With this challenge, I didn't tell anybody what I was doing. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell anybody. So, I just told people, I didn't want to, I'm stopped smoking weed. But I didn't tell anybody the real purpose or anything like that. So, I've been feeling very isolated, and there was a point in time where my friends would hit me up to hang out and stuff like that. But because I stopped smoking, they don't really hit me up. I guess I don't know. It has caused a lot of thoughts in my head in terms of who am I as a person? Who am I in these friend groups? Am I really the only nigga that they hit up to play video games and smoke weed with? Is that all my value is? I've slowed down on the video games for the most part. To me, it's just, video games for the most part aren't really enjoyable anymore. Especially now that I'm sober, I can't even goof around. Like, it feels like an extra job, playing a lot of these games, and don't get me started on gaming. This is not a gaming video, but gaming itself is in the worst era ever. That's my personal opinion. It's in the worst era it's ever been. I've never seen so many games come out broken. I've never seen so much bullshit in gaming that it's not enjoyable. So, in this last 30 days, in terms of addictions, I think I broke my gaming addiction, and that was on accident. That wasn't even on purpose. It's just, what the fuck? There's nothing to, not only is there nothing to play, the games that I do have to play just aren't fun. I don't have a good time. The only things that I play now, I might play Valorant once every 10 business days. I might play Valorant once every 10 business days. So Valorant, we not even gonna count that. I play Smite, which I'm about to stop playing because they toxic as hell. And I play Monopoly with my boys in the Discord.
That's a scary boardwalk. That's all I'm gonna say. That's a scary boardwalk, bro. It's a good price, but it's a scary boardwalk, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes. Wow. Yes.
Yeah, let him take off. Let him take off the crit. Let him take off the boardwalk.
Oh, bro, that's next door.
Do not hit Koshi, bro. Do not hit Koshi.
Is that one that has to take a big chunk of meat if that's the case?
Nope, bro. I'm letting you.
Yes.
I'm not. Bro. I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting involved.
But
I said that now. They're gonna fuck me soon.
I just want positive cards right now.
Yeah.
Oh, they bust him again.
Are you fucking?
Hey, low.
You fucking getting me, bro.
All right, hey.
No, I knew it. I knew he's gonna move over. I knew he was gonna move over. He ain't gonna build much though. He ain't gonna build much. So
No, he's looking to lock down the corner. What is it? Yeah, he's looking to lock down the whole corner.
Nah. He's no.
He is. He is.
Okay.
Bro!
No way.
What is this?
Low? Bro.
Please tell me this recorded. Please tell me you're recording. Send it to it. Send it to the train. Send it to the train.
No way. No way. No way.
The bot! I swear.
No. You can't leave. You can't leave. You can't leave. You can't leave. You can't leave.
We can't
You can't leave.
You see what the game doing to me? You see what the game?
Lo, I don't want to hear it, bro. Y'all remember that how the game screwed me the other time.
God. Roll dice, bro. Cancel that shit and roll dice.
Okay,
bro.
cool.
Y'all about to be playing with AI. If I land on one more train, y'all playing with AI, bro.
Nah, bro. We all have train to land on, bro. We all have
If
train
I
to
land
land
on one, no, I landed on train 4 times in a row.
3 times in a row. 3 times in a row.
Bro, I got the card and then I landed on it 3 times in a row.
Hey, you have one more in you?
Low has hit trains 4 times this game.
Did you say you got one more in you?
Low's paying me 500 on trains alone. I still ain't make my money back on these train things though.
Huh?
I paid 1200. I paid 1200 for him, bro. Low give me 500 one night.
Yo, one night. I don't know. You don't you think it's better one night? If you crash out on that, why don't you just wait for the magenta though? I don't understand. Maybe it might be more financial sense to wait for the magenta. No bullshit.
Yeah.
Low.
Because if you're gonna pay that much, you might as well. Wow, he hit the train again. Don't quit, bro. You have to finish. You have to finish
Bro,
the game.
hey, low, if you quit, we have to go. We can't play with the guy, bro. We can't.
But yeah, shout out to the Discord, man. Shout out to the Discord, man. It's a lot of snakes. A lot of snakes in there, but you know what I mean. It's Monopoly. There's nothing you can do. Monopoly is one of those games where it's one of the few games where I do feel like I'm having fun with, which is crazy. Monopoly is a fucking billion years old, and it's been the same game for all those years. They didn't drop a new patch. You know what I mean? They didn't add nothing new crazy, but you know what I mean? It's something where I feel like I'm able to have fun with for the most part. But I mean, in terms of, you know what I mean, who I am as a person right now, like I said, I feel very isolated. You know what I mean? I'm spending a lot of time by myself. You know what I mean? I don't have, at this point, it feels like I have no friends. It feels like I have nobody I can call to hang out to do something that's that has quality in it and meaningful impact in it. You know, I don't want to just go sit around and do nothing. You know, I can do nothing at home. I don't want to just go and be around, no offense, but be around niggas who smoke weed and I'm just sitting there for what, you know? You know what I mean? I don't want to go to a bar and sit there and be at a bar. I don't because I don't want to drink anymore. So it's hard for me to really quantify, you know, what I want to do in terms of my day to day. And I think it's causing. I mean, it is causing. It's not even. I think it is causing me to feel very isolated, feel very alone, and this loneliness is something that I've struggled with loneliness for a while, but I'm currently at the worst point in terms of, you know what I mean, my loneliness that I've ever been at. Because it feels like I have nobody I can really speak to. Even the people who hit me and ask, like, hey, are you okay? You know, they'll say stuff like, hey, you know, if you need anybody to talk to, I'm here, stuff like that. But due to previous relationships, friendships, situationships, you know what I mean, where I speak how I feel, and you know what I mean, I try to talk about how I'm feeling, stuff like that, and it was kind of used against me. It's hard for me to speak how I'm feeling. It's hard for me to talk about it to people because, you know, I don't want to be used and abused again. So it's a very, you know, I don't really know what to do. I don't want to be isolated. I don't want to be alone. You know what I mean? I do acknowledge that part of the reason why I am isolated alone is because of me. I'm actually all of the reason. It's 100% my fault. But, you know, I don't know what to do to really fix the problem in a healthy way. So that way I'll feel comfortable and confident in not only sharing how I'm feeling to people, but, you know, comfortable and confident in asking some of my friends even to let's go out and do stuff that I want to do. You know, me personally this summer, I want to hoop. I want to play basketball. I don't want to fucking sit around and smoke all day. You know, I mean, I spent 3 summers sitting around and smoking. It doesn't feel good. But, you know, I mean, honestly, who can I call to ask that? I don't ask to hoop. I don't really know. You know what I mean? Me personally, I want to go, you know what I mean, I live in South Jersey. I want to go to Philly. I want to go to New York. I'll go to DC even to go experience city life a little bit. Who can I call that I'll feel comfortable with going to experience the city life that doesn't include going to a fucking bar, going to a nightclub, going to some hookah lounge. I don't want to do shit like that. I want to go while the sun is up to see life. You know, I also want to do the complete opposite. I want to find a fucking ranch and I want to go watch horses for 3 hours and go watch farm animals for 3 hours. There's so much shit that I want to do that involves outside learning about life, learning about myself, learning about this world that's past the idea of let's chill in the crib and smoke, or let's chill in the crib and play game X, Y, and Z, or shit like that, bro. I'm tired of it. So those are the things I want to do this summer, And, you know what I mean, do I want to do them alone? Not really, but I guess I'll just have to adapt. You know, I didn't want to go to the gym alone. I've been telling my niggas for years, like, yo, let's get into the gym. But, you know, I was the only person who took the initiative and got a membership. At some point, me personally, I have to make myself responsible in terms of doing what I want to do and finding the results I want to find. It's not going to be on anybody else to do things with me. So, you know, that's just something I got to deal with. But I am struggling with it because, like I said, it is very isolating. It is, you know, I do feel alone. And the unfortunate part is, you know, I was talking to my man Tony. I was talking to Tony the other day, talking to him about, you know, losing relationships, losing friendships and stuff like that. Kind of feels like artificial loss. So the fucked up part is everything that I want to do, I feel like I did have a person in the past I could go do these things with, but, you know, they're gone. And it's not like they died or anything like that. They just, shit didn't go well. And because shit didn't go well, you know what I mean, I'm now at a point where, like I said, it's been the worst. It's been the worst point of my life in terms of feeling alone. It's been the worst point of my life in terms of feeling numb, feeling emotionless. Like, it feels like I'm just living day by day, going through the motions. And, you know what I mean, I have to stay sober. You know what I mean? For the last 30 days, how I viewed it was I have to stay sober. So it's not even like I can smoke the problems away or drink the problems away. You know, I have to sit through the pain and can't do anything about it, really. So, so you know what I mean? I've had a lot of mood swings over the last 30 days. I've had a lot of days where I felt like I wasn't going to make it. I've had a lot of days where I wanted to say, you know, fuck the world. Honestly. How Rick Ross said it. Sometimes we want to say, fuck the world. That's how I felt. Some days I really want to say, fuck the world. That's how I felt, man. And, you know, is it a healthy thought process? Not really. But, you know what I mean? It's one of the major struggles that I've been going through. It's one of the major struggles I've been going through. It's one of those things where I can't ignore it. I can't ignore how I'm feeling on these things. You know what I mean? I've been struggling with. It's a lot of struggles in terms of self-love. You know what I mean? What does self-love really mean? You know what I mean? How do I know when? How do I know when? How will I know when I truly love myself and I'm not just saying it to say it? You know, I don't know how I feel about myself right now. I've been struggling with like this identity crisis for a while. I don't know how I feel about myself. I don't know if I'm like the most piece of shit loser ever that doesn't deserve anything that I want, or if I'm like this godlike being that is going to crush everything in the next 5 years. That's where I'm at. I'm somewhere in between those. but those are like I can only do this because the camera. But those are so far apart that it's a struggle, you know. And my idea of myself changes. It's not even every day, every hour. It's literally every second. It's every second. It could be any second. These mood swings are so up, down, left, right. It's any second. Now, part of it can be because, you know what I mean, because during the day I can't really eat. So I may just be hungry. I may just be thirsty. But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, you know what I mean, I'm sober. And I gotta deal with these things head on without any vices holding me in a certain place or without any crutches, I guess you could say. My sleep has been fucked up. My sleep has been god awful. And you know what I mean, after mostly because, you know what I mean, during the day I can't really eat. You know what I mean? So at night I'm drinking the black coffee at like 7:30 to hit the gym, but that black coffee is still in my system. It's not a lot. It's normally like a mug this, maybe this big. It's not a lot of coffee, but it's still enough to keep me up till like 2, 3, 4 a.m. That's kind of why I stopped waking up before dawn, because I was just so fucking tired. I'm not going to sleep until 3 a.m. And the main thing that's causing my sleep schedule to mess up is because I can't smoke before going to bed. I can't smoke weed before going to bed because, you know what I mean, a lot of times I'll smoke the weed and it'll just knock you out, whether you want to go to sleep or not. You know what I mean? You smoke enough weed, you're going to go into that kush coma. You'll be knocked the fuck out. So it's easy to go to sleep when you smoking weed, but now that I'm sober, it's very difficult. And I wouldn't mind going to sleep at 2, 3, 4 a.m. if I could drink water throughout the day or eat throughout the day, because no, I don't feel like I need breakfast, but because of those days starting the challenge, I was able to eat breakfast before dawn. I felt like I was able to get a lot of stuff done throughout the day. Now it feels like in terms of energy throughout the day, it feels like I'm able to do stuff for a few hours, and then from like 5 to 7:30, I'm kind of just in the house laying down because I'm exhausted and I got a headache and I'm fucking thirsty as hell and I'm hungry as hell and I can't do nothing until the sun goes down. So I feel like once I'm able to start back up in regards to eating while the sun is up, I'm going to see some improvements in terms of my mood, hopefully, what I'm able to do throughout the day, and hopefully I'll start to, you know, just go outside more and view the world by myself. But yeah, those have been my struggles. I don't want to go too detailed. I don't want to go in too much detail about them, mainly because it's still my struggles. You know, I'm still struggling with opening up in regards to how I feel. So I started this challenge March. Hold on. Yeah, I started the challenge March 23rd. So, well, technically Ramadan started March 22nd at night. But you know what I mean, I started March 23rd. That was officially the first day of, you know what I mean, no eating while the sun is up. So at the beginning, I was 541 pounds, 541.2. I am huge. I am huge, to say the least. I am super huge. I'm not really proud of it, but that's where I was, 541.2. Within the last month, I weighed in this morning. I weighed in at 520.3. So I lost 21 pounds. I pretty much lost 21 pounds in the last 30 days, which honestly, in terms of one cycle, is the most pounds that I've ever lost in one cycle. But the scary part of it is all the sacrifices I had to make to lose those 20 pounds. You know what I mean? And I'm making solid, healthy choices to the point where I don't think I'm just going to relapse and go back. You know what I mean? I don't think it's just going to be an automatic relapse. But if I ever did like a relapse and go back to all my old habits, you know what I mean, 17, 18, 1900 calories in one sitting, if that ever did happen, I do see where I could just balloon. I'm surprised I was only at 541 pounds, honestly. If I wasn't working out over the last year, I may have been at 600 pounds, bro. That's a real life assessment. That's a real life assessment. I may have been at 600 pounds. And the last thing I want to talk about for this video, because I'm going to have to edit this shit. Oh, man. This is gonna take a while to edit, but I don't care. I gotta put the work in. Last thing I want to talk about for this video are my goals, my short-term goals and my long-term goals. December 31st, 2023, I want to be able to do one push-up. One real push-up. Not with my knees on the ground. Throughout my 24 years, in June I'll be 25. Throughout my 25 years of life, I have never been able to do one push-up. So that's my goal. I want to be able to do one push-up. You know, it's not and for me personally, that's not a weight goal. That's not a calorie-based goal. You know what I mean? That's something I feel like is a solid goal for me to reach in terms of improving my strength, keeping my diet in the right order. Obviously, unless I some way somehow double the amount that I'm benching right now, unless some way somehow I double it over the next year, which I really doubt I will obviously have to lose weight to reach this goal, which I'm fine with. That's totally fine. But I think it's important for me to focus on instead of focusing on a number on the scale, I focus on things that I'm able to actually do with the new body I'm trying to form. So if I can do one push-up by the end of the year, I have achieved my short-term goal. That is my only short-term goal. My long-term goal, I want to help as many people as possible in this world. My name is Shiloh. Shiloh means the one who brings peace to the world. So that is my goal in the long term. I want to live up to my name. I want to bring peace to this world. I want to help as many people as I possibly can in this world. It's a lot of pressure, but I feel like things like this, you know, where I'm going through my my journey, I feel like things like this is good for the long-term effect. You know what I mean? It's very bad for the short term. Very bad because, you know what I mean, with better preparation, I may not have felt so isolated, so despaired. I may have been able to talk to a few people, but I feel like I had to go through this these last 30 days in order to really restart the process of becoming a man. You know, in terms of my long-term goals, I want to be a great, you know what I mean, I don't even have a girlfriend yet, but I want to be a great husband. I want to be a great father. I want to be a great man in my community. I want to be able to be a man who is relied on and be a man who is a leader for my family, my friends, my loved ones. So that's very important for what I have envisioned for myself in the long term. You know what I mean? You notice I ain't say nothing about big house, fast car, none of that. None of that. It's very important to point out. A lot of people out there are too worried about the physical items. You need to become a great man first. A great woman, a great whatever the fuck you are. Become a great human first. The rest will follow. So that's where I'm at. Long term, I want to be one of the greatest humans to ever live. I want to be one of the people who brung great amount of peace to the world. I want to be when you look up in I don't know about the white man history books. I don't know about those history books, but when you look into history, I want to be somebody who's remembered and loved throughout the world. That's really my long-term goal. And it starts with this right here, right now, making short-term sacrifices, finding out who I truly am, finding out how I can help the people in the world out, and then carrying on to my long-term goal. But yeah, that's been these last 30 days. I'll probably do more stuff like this. I do want to get into fitness. You know what I mean? What's today, the 20th? You know, Boruto dropped today. If you're not reading Boruto, you're missing out. I'm not going to tell y'all no more. The review going to drop today. I'm not going to tell y'all no more. If you're not reading Boruto, you're missing out. And if you made it to the end, I want to say thank you. I want to say I love you. I want to say I hope that I helped you today. And peace, love, and blessings.